We've got some shenanigans to start off this December Wednesday morning because an early press release from the Pokemon Company has revealed a $1 million circuit for Pokemon UNITE. So, Experto, these sections of the Pokemon press release have been removed. It seems they revealed the information too soon. So, Pokemon UNITE joins the 2022 Pokemon World Championships. This is not a surprise. Everyone knew it was eventually going to be folded into Play Pokemon. The biggest problem with Pokemon UNITE is no announcement until this point, or even no official tournaments. We had the Japanese championship thing going on for like their winter tournament, but so few people turned out. They even split it into Group A and Group B to give the most people possible a chance to enter just in case it would overcap or something. And then the same team won both Group A and Group B because there was a lot of overlap. Also, I did a spectate of that tournament and it was an absolute tragedy. It was just some of the lowest skilled play I've ever seen. So the Pokemon UNITE competitive scene is just awful right now and this needed to be supported earlier. If the game gets it together, maybe we have something here, but we'll see how this one plays out. So starting in 2022, Pokemon UNITE teams from participating countries and regions will have an opportunity to enter official tournaments over a competitive season. And I like that. A season of tournaments. Yes, you need the circuit. You need to get Play Pokemon points through online competitions and then develop it that way and then go to Worlds and then make crazy money. With the top 16 qualified teams attending and playing at the Pokemon World Championships in August 2022 in London, Pokemon UNITE season will feature a prize pool of 1 million USD. Now that sounds like a crazy amount of money, but I actually feel like it's going to lead to some very underwhelming prize pools because it's 1 million for the season. Not 1 million for Worlds, but for all of the regions and all of the tournaments, and it's going to be a long tournament circuit. Now, that's going to be pretty good in the long run, depending on how it goes, because like now there's random third-party Discord tournaments for a few $1,000s, and that gets split up between 5 people. So I mean, like an official tournament that goes, yo, first place, 5 grand? Cool. Everyone gets 1K like every 2 months or something. Now, I've been trying to work the numbers based off of other Play Pokemon events because we had the Pokemon World Championships for 2019 with a $500,000 prize pool. I also feel like the old announcement back in like 2015 was that there was like 2 million up for grabs across the entirety of the 2015 or 2016 Play Pokemon season. So it makes the numbers kind of weird. However, this is going to be for just one event with multiple placings. So TCG always has a larger pool than VGC, and then even Pokken Tournament got a little bit of cash thrown at it. So it's like, okay, what happens if we double this and then spread it out across multiple events in a year, with naturally Worlds being worth the most? Does make things kind of awkward, but I'm wondering, with that million to play with, and only one event instead of multiple events, also only a top 16? I'm wondering if like maybe 1st through 4th gets placements in the regionals or the online qualifiers for Pokemon UNITE, and then if we're only like doing the cash prizes between like top 16 at Worlds. It depends on how much gets put up at Worlds compared to how much is spread across the other events, but let's say it's like 250,000 prize pool between 16 teams. I think that makes it possible to have like a 100,000 reward for the first place team to where everyone gets $20,000 on that team, or maybe they make it 125 so that way everyone gets 25,000 and then the numbers drop off and you only have to worry about, you know, 1st through 16th. So that could be pretty crazy. Now if it's 500,000, like if half of the budget goes to World, then the numbers get silly, and now we're actually talking about like something substantial for being the best Pokemon UNITE team in the world, which should happen because MOBAs have millions of dollars of cash prizes for the first place teams, and it's not even like League, like you don't even have to be the biggest. Like League of Legends, Dota always puts up the biggest prize pools and only gets bigger over time, which is crazy. Bruh, how's that even possible? No one I know plays Dota, and every person I meet usually talks about League of Legends, and maybe we end up playing a few games or something. But $34 million, yes, I know about the compendium and how they're able to pull it off, but I mean, why can't we even get a fraction of this, but on like a competitive level? I feel like the first Pokemon UNITE tournament should have enough company support or brand recognition or enough shenanigans to where it's like, yo, people are shelling out $40 for a Lucario skin and a Ninetales skin. If you just take a small amount of skin sales and just put it into a growing Worlds prize pool, I don't see how the #1 team doesn't split $1 million. Bruh, and 2021 was even crazier. $40 million prize pool. How is Dota's competitive scene growing? Like, all of this up until, like, yeah, anything like 12th place or better is life-changing money. There's even an argument for top 16. So, like, how, like, that would be how you make this the best game ever. Like, for Pokemon Unite, I don't know how not putting up, like, just a $5 million, because it's a Pokemon company. They've got to have $5 million laying around for this. The game has easily generated $5 million in revenue. It's like, I don't know how they don't go, hey, competitive, anyone can enter, or like anyone over 16 or 18 or wherever the age cutoff has to be. It's like anyone can enter, $5 million up for grabs, first place team splits like $2 mil pot or something. Or again, like if they just take a portion of sales or have their own compendium or something and then fold that into the prize pool, you would have, like, everyone would want to play Pokemon Unite. So you'd have a game that then earns that money in revenue just based off of the new players trying to compete, because then Pokemon Unite becomes the new League of Legends from like Season 2, Season 3, when it was the most played game in the world for a time. I don't know, like, who, again, I keep saying this, but whoever the marketing director is at the Pokemon Company, fire them immediately. They have no idea how to promote the new games. They have no idea how to keep retention for players in the new games, and they also just allow cheaters like Wolf Glick to run rampant and then further destroy the integrity of play Pokemon and the competitive scene. Like, again, like, that was my dream. I know it was never going to happen, or maybe had like a 0.1% chance of happening. It's like, I want to just make $1 million playing Pokemon Unite, get that life-changing money, and then nothing, like, whatever I do on YouTube doesn't matter. The dislike bot can win at that point. The dislike bot has already won, but the dislike bot doesn't matter. I will never understand why the largest franchise in the world isn't leveraging to have one of the biggest esports in the world in this booming esports culture and society and online era, and instead just kind of like chooses to kind of make it middling and forgettable and something that people don't want to participate in, while also just massively supporting cheaters. The reason why VGC is dying is because no one wants to play it because they know they're going up against cheaters. It's not the other way around. I hear idiots making the argument that's like, well, the only way people would ever compete is through using PKX and hacking the game. VGC would be dead without it. It's like, no, VGC is dead because of it, because there's way more people that just want to not cheat, not break the rules, do the right thing, and then know that they're not going into some kind of corrupt, elitist environment. It's all nepotism. Wolf and friends are allowed to cheat. You coming in as a legitimate player don't stand any chance because it's such a massive disadvantage. Also, let's say you hack to try to compete with all the top VGC players, there's probably still a higher chance you get disqualified than them, even though both teams pass the legality checker. Like, it just, like, the entire scene is corrupt and makes no sense, therefore less people want to engage with it. So yeah, the prize support is low, you're the best Pokemon video game player in the world, and you only make $10,000, whereas if you're like the best in the world for pretty much any other game, you could make hundreds of thousands or millions, again, just like crazy life-changing money, whereas I make more money on my YouTube channel a month than this, so why would I drop everything to like just focus on the video game, like the also broken championship point system and all that stuff. It is less lucrative to me to be the best Pokemon player in the world than just do what I want and have fun playing Pokemon. So yeah, some weird stuff. And that's why I'm like, I'm kind of worried about this, because I don't know if it's gonna be support enough. I don't know if it's gonna be crazy enough. And this is like the accidentally early published press release, and there isn't anything about like Worlds. I feel like they're not, like, why does the Pokemon Company not announce things far enough in advance to get people excited? I want to hear about the Worlds prize. Like, hey, we're going to have $1 million at Worlds alone. Like, you can get 500,000 for first, which is why you want to engage in this championship series. Instead, there's really nothing about the individual or future prizes. It's just kind of like, hey, we got $1 million to spread across the world for a year in these vague official tournaments. Now, maybe because it was like an early thing, there was going to be a more robust rollout of like all the information where they would show the World's prizes versus the regional prizes, and maybe like a mid-season nationals kind of prize support or something. Like, that'd be cool, but all of that information needs to drop at the same time so people know what they're fighting for, and it should have already been out by this point so your game isn't dead. I talk about this every year, I hope for the best. It usually gets worse, and I just like I hold out hope because I want to see that world where it's like, yo, being a professional Pokemon player is actually like viable for making absurd amounts of money because it's backed by the largest franchise in the world, which just grows the franchise and then opens up for like more profits to then fuel into it. I don't like, it's not like they're an indie company or new studio that's taking a gamble, and if they're like $1 million tournament on this new untested game with a small community fails and doesn't bring people in the game, then they just go bankrupt or something. No, like I don't know like how this doesn't just how they don't just go all out for the esports and then make it work. And then they just let all of the competitive scenes die and then just let the community become terrible and toxic towards the games and the devs and stuff. And yeah, I feel like Pokemon could just be much more. That's it. I've always wanted the best for Pokemon. For the 2022 season, we have information, but we just don't have information on Pokemon Unite. So we'll see when this comes out. We'll see how much more information we get. There is like some promising stuff here because like, yo, if it's a 50K first prize or something, that's still pretty nice. And that still seems very achievable, especially with like official online tournaments and stuff. So we'll see how this one develops, but not as hopeful now that I like see this where it's like, oh, 1 million for the season instead of 1 million for just Worlds or 1 million for first place. We'll see how it goes, but it doesn't seem like it's just going to be like all the other Pokemon series and stuff. Actually, I haven't even looked at the Pokemon Go Championship. I actually can't even find anything for the prize support for Pokemon Go Worlds. Like, you win a regionals and they get a World Championship invite. You win an international and then you get a World Championship invite. Whereas for Play Pokemon, you usually get that plus a couple $1,000s, and then the World Championships just goes to the website, but there isn't any prize announcements yet for 2022, which does make sense because we're still in 2021. But yeah, that's some weird stuff, especially for like the biggest cash cow, largest grossing thing for the Pokemon company. Imagine like just being a Pokemon Go Pro and making $2 million for first place or something. I feel like that wouldn't ding the checkbook at all. Or if they do something like a community event where like the profits from all the purchases from the, like in like compendium stuff, where like the profits from the purchases for a Worlds community event then gets funneled into the prize support. Man, that's just one community event worth of revenue that's just kind of being put into a prize pool that would then get more people interested into training their Pokemon and then spending money in the game. I don't know. Things are messy. Maybe, I don't think this revives Pokemon Unite, but maybe like there's a big push. Maybe they start taking it more seriously. But like you need this stuff on launch or else people don't care. And then people are rare to come back to things they've already given up on. Which is why Pokemon Unite's pretty dead, even with the new announcements that we've had for like the Winterfest. I want to talk about this, but I also don't. It's like, we knew about Dragonite from a data mine. It's like Dragonite's in the game, and it doesn't really mean too much. Serena's coming out like tomorrow or something. It doesn't really mean too much. And the new map, if it's anything like the Halloween map, just doesn't matter at all. So there we go, guys. Hope y'all enjoy the video. Hope y'all have a nice day. Thank you.